Greetings RC friends, welcome to the second episode of the review of Z53 Cessna glider from ZhiChong toys. I got this from eBay for $27 plus tax. It was free shipping. With the tax I paid $28.69, below the $30 threshold that I put for good two-channel airplanes. So this very much looks like to the Cessna 182 two-channel that I reviewed recently, and that was from Zhichong, and it didn't perform well. That one was the non-proportional turns. This has proportional controls for the turns, which is a plus. However, during the last unboxing episode, I felt like this is really tail heavy. But if it performs well, even by adding weights, I think it's going to rise to the top of the list. As you can tell, it is not good. The weather is not good. There is some breeze coming from my back. It's not too bad, but it is gusting up from time to time. And my winter coat is out. It is the second half of April, and my hands are freezing right now. It was snowing yesterday. Fortunately, we have an okay weather today to be able to do this maiden flight. The battery is all charged up and everything is ready to go. So I'm going to initially fly it with the landing gear on. I'm hoping that it's going to make some extra weight in the nose, so make it less tail heavy, and then we'll take it from there. Wish me luck. It is flying. As I said, it is a little tail heavy, but not as much as I expected. So you see, it just keeps hitting the nose up, although I'm about 50% throttle. And when planes are nose heavy, they tend to get affected by the wind much more, especially turning crosswind. Okay, let's bring it back. I'm going to increase the throttle a little bit. Do you see? It's just like it gets difficult to control. I just turned towards the wind. I'm trying to turn right towards me, but it is refusing to do that. And that front propeller is not windmilling, so it is tightly in place. It's not going to turn. I'm not sure if it is a good thing or bad thing, but it is definitely putting some drag on it. So far not too bad though. So as you can see, I'm just showing you the controller over here, and it is getting a little tossed around. The stability control is trying to keep it level, but it is not succeeding because I think this is again too tail heavy. So I just decreased the throttle to about 30%, and I'm going to land it, and I'm just going to add some weight to the front because I want this to fly nicely. So far it is as I expected. It has proportional control. It is not too bad. However, it's not going to rise to the top. It's not going to compete with QF002 Baby or the C-17 transport aircraft, because out of the box, those were perfectly set up. Perfectly set up. Very stable, even in the wind. So I'm going to start with that dime and just put it on below the nose and hope that it is going to take care of this tail heaviness and make it fly a little better. So here's my piece of tape, and here's my dime, and let's get it on and then give it another try, because I really had high hopes for this one. It's definitely performing better out of the box than the other Cessna, very similar looking Cessna with those two puller props. Here we go. The dime is in place. I could have probably pushed a little further forward, but let's see if it's going to make any difference. So far I have been on the low rates. I'm assuming that low rates are when you turn it on, and when you press this should blink. Actually, it's doing nothing. So it's not blinking, but you have to memorize where you set it. So okay, Give it another try now. It is definitely flying better. But I am using more power to just get it up in the air. I'm turning, decreasing the power a little bit to come back down. And then bring it a little closer. Let's see if it glides well. I just decreased the power to about 20%. Yeah, it's now definitely flying better. Let's not land it, just increase the power. Let's turn the other way, increase the power a little bit. Lose a little bit altitude. And it is banking more to the left and right, so I may have to trim it. So let's see. Yeah, it keeps, especially at high power, going against the wind. So I'm just giving a little right trim, and I think it did the trick. Now actually it's leaning to the right more. I think I overdid it. Don't go to the tree. Don't become a Christmas ornament. And now come back. Okay, I'm going to try high-low rate, and it beeped twice. So I'm assuming that now it's on high rate. Yeah, I mean, it's banking more and then losing more. Whoa, okay. You have to have good throttle control on this one. I'm going to put it back to low rate. Because its proportions shouldn't affect it too much. It is still doing that purposing a little bit. So let's land it. The landing's already hard. I mean, to be fair, it's a little breezy. And let's rotate this so that maybe it's up down or something, or maybe side to side. I may even tape it down so it doesn't move, because these surfaces can actually, one is facing down, one is facing up, change the dynamics of the airplane. So what I'm going to do is, since it's trying to go up like that, I'm going to try to bend the tail a little bit down, very slightly, and see if I can counteract that tendency to nose up, raising the nose high. So I'm just working out the horizontal stabilizer a little bit, as well as the tail. I don't know how much I did it, but let's try it again. Oh, now it's going directly to the ground. Okay, full throttle. Did we stabilize? I think we did. Let's try to bring it a little closer and then fly a little lower. It's a little difficult to fly this plane low because during turns it loses a lot of altitude like this. It didn't quite touch and go. It's rolled a little bit, but then got caught on the grass. And I hope you are still hearing me because my microphone just came off. All right, again. Better now. So those oscillations, I don't like those oscillations. This is not an inherently stable airplane, probably because of its wing shape. The wingtips are facing down, and for example on the C-70 it has little winglets facing up, and there is a little bit of dihedral angle, meaning that the wingtips are facing up a little bit into a V shape, shallow V shape. But I think it's not enough to keep it inherently stable. So let's bring it towards the wind a little bit close to me. And the wind is not too bad, but still it's affecting it. Okay, I'm giving it more throttle. And so when you give throttle, you have to then start controlling the throttle. So in order to get rid of those oscillations, it oscillates quite a bit. And then now wind picked up, you can tell, it's just cruising by. And then the wind direction is keep changing. It was northwest and west, now it's all southwest, back to west I think. It just... Oh, that was some turbulence. We have a lot of trees, a lot of houses around, a lot of obstacles, and there are spots of strong turbulence on this field, especially when the wind is coming on from certain directions over the obstacles. Let's do some right turns. Yeah, during the turn it all loses again. Yeah, I full throttled it, but too late. So when you're turning, you have to expect that and then full throttle it early, so it doesn't lose that much altitude. I'm going to take the landing gear off, so I took the landing gear. Probably this is going to make it even more tail heavy, but I want to try flying it like this and see if it makes a difference. In terms of wind resistance, maybe I can just cut it down a little bit. Where is the wind coming from this time? So it's kind of like that. It is flying. Not as great as the other two that I just mentioned. But it is not as bad as the other Cessna. It just required one dime in the front and a little bit of trimming, and it has a trimming option. Oh, lost a lot of altitude over there. I would like to fly this again on a calm day and see if it could be an okay trainer airplane for newbies, because this is the whole purpose. I mean, you buy one of these to a kid and then let them fly and get into the hobby, or even if you're an adult, you know, it's cheap enough to give it a try, less than $30. And you can fly it anywhere because it's so soft, so light, so small. Even if it hits somebody, you know, you're not going to hurt anyone. And it doesn't hurt the plane either, hitting an obstacle, even a hard obstacle, because this is EPP foam. It's almost indestructible unless you hang it on a tree accidentally, or land it on a rooftop where you cannot have access. I think this will be one of the better two-channel airplanes to start on. That oscillation tendency is ill annoying. It may be due to the small tail feathers as well. There's not much tail surface area on this one, so nothing to resist against those oscillations or quickly subdue them. Probably if you are a crafty person, you can improve the flight characteristics quite a bit, and you can start by taking off that front propeller and then increasing the tail surfaces by adding maybe some cardboard. And that cardboard will also make it a little easier to trim it without adding weight. But again, as I said, I'm planning to do another flight on very calm weather and hopefully also warmer weather. Let's bring it close this time. It looks nice. Looks like really a Cessna 182. And I like the proportional control because I can make wider turns like this one, or I can give full deflection and full bank harder, but then you have to counteract with a little bit of extra throttle. But it's proportional. At least you can do shallow turns, especially in calm wind, or you can even have put it on high rates and then counteract even further. Like when you're flying in the windy weather and in a narrow or small field where there are a lot of obstacles, you can do the turns much quicker, like I'm doing it in high rates, but you have to be careful not to let it fall out of the sky. Okay, I'm going to pull it back to low rate. Yeah, it is nice. Not bad at all. Again, not one of the top 3, at least not one of the top 2. We'll figure out the top 3 in the upcoming weeks or months. Oh, it was losing all power and I didn't increase the throttle quick enough. I was saying in the next month or so, when the weather gets better and warmer, and I have a couple more 2-channel airplanes, I'm going to probably own about 80 to 90% of all the 2-channel airplanes models that are currently on the market that you can get from eBay or Amazon or Banggood. And then I'm going to have probably a live streaming session when I'm going to fly all of them back to back. I'm going to have a table in this park and then put them all, prepare them with the batteries fully charged, and then fly them back to back. And then select the best top 3 to buy. I'm going to basically find the buds and the duds and anything in between. I call the buds the best airplanes and the duds are the ones that are not good. Oh, the wind picked up, you can probably tell. It's fighting. The gyro is doing okay, but it is not as quick as some of the other planes. There's not that much authority. Like I have full throttle by the way in that, and then I barely turn without losing altitude. So downwind turns, you have to be careful. Yeah, so the wind is picking up, especially higher up, so I'm going to bring it a little lower. Hopefully I won't accidentally land it or crash it. So during that turn I'm going to give a little more throttle. Let's see if I can catch it. No, it's going like crazy, and then the wind direction change. The wind direction keeps changing. Okay. Yeah, it is difficult to control in terms of which direction it's flying. I think it's again leaning a little too much to the left. So I gave a little right trim. No, don't go into that tree. I've been trying to bring it like close by so I can catch it in the air, but you see that I didn't have any control. I was full right and increasing the throttle, it kept banking left. So it could not overpower the wind. A little bit of dirt in the front. So I think it can still use a little bit more weight, but then it's going to be underpowered for that weight. Because do you see those oscillations going against the wind? It's just too much. And to be fair, the wind picked up, but full throttle to, okay, let's see if I can catch it. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I can do it, I can do it. You can do it. Ah, no. Alright, at least it landed close by. Alright. That was a little fighting the wind and fighting the controls back and forth. It is breezy right now. It picked up a little bit since I started. You can see that it's trying to fly in my hand like that, like a wingtip, and I hold it like this. Do you see? I mean, there is some wind. I admit it, but so is it a dud? No, it's not a dud. Is it a bud? No, it is not a bud either. It's somewhere in between. And I really want to see this flying in on a calm day and see how it does. It's definitely better than the other Cessna. If you like this looks, buy this one, Z53, and not the other one, FX 801, I believe that was it, ZhiChong. So the jury is still out there. This is not bad for what I paid. I'm happy, not ecstatic, but I'm happy, and I'm looking forward to trying it out again on a calm day. And if it is good, hey, you can get it, leave it in your car, and whenever you find some area on a calm day, just take it out and fly. Anyway, if you have any questions, any comments, please leave them below. Thank you very much for watching. Stay safe and healthy, and expect that video coming up soon, the third episode of this Flying on a Calm Day. Stay safe and healthy. Take care. Bye bye.